Your final in this class is going to be an essay. Other than the essay you have to turn in during finals week, there's no other final in this class. And you should be most of the way done with your final before you even get to finals week, because parts of your final are going to be due well in advance to make sure you keep a healthy pace throughout the semester and work towards your goals. The first thing is to come up with a topic that you care about and have that topic approved. A topic is just abortion, euthanasia. Those are topics. So if when you were submitting your topic for approval, you gave me a whole bunch of other ideas, then you did more than what was asked for. As long as you gave me a topic, then you got a perfect score on that assignment. The next thing you do after your topic is approved is come up with an outline. This involves doing some research. For the outline, you need to figure out two people's positions on that topic. Remember, a position involves an argument. What is someone thinking that leads them to believe what they ultimately believe? Premises and conclusions should be involved when you're coming up with the argument that makes up somebody's position. So you want to tell me what someone thinks and why they think it. That is what it takes to get a perfect score on your outline. You want to be very specific with two people's positions, including what are their theories? What's the theory behind position 1? What's the theory behind position 2? So let's say we're talking about abortion. That's your topic. Let's say that somebody wants to have an abortion, and so obviously they're going to want it to be legal. And their claim is that abortion should be legal. Okay, why? Maybe they're an ethical egoist, and they think, my body, my choice. And they think, if I was forced to bring the fetus to term and have a baby, then that is going to be bad for me. I don't want stretch marks. I don't want to have to pay for the baby. I don't want to be responsible for the baby. And it's all about me because I'm an ethical egoist. So abortion should be legal. Maybe the person is a hedonist, but they're not an egoist. They're a utilitarian, and they think that it would be bad for society because if you force them to bring that fetus to term and give birth, they're going to give the baby up for adoption or abandon the baby. And then the baby's entire life will be spent living off of the government or in foster care or homeless. So maybe it's utilitarian to make abortion legal. Name dropping these ethical theories is how you explain the theory behind the positions. It's how you be very explicit about what someone thinks and why they think it. Someone who is against making abortion legal might be a divine command theorist. They might say that this is God's plan. That's why the person is pregnant. Do not allow them to terminate the pregnancy. Or maybe they're a deontologist. The point is to outline the two positions involve saying what the person thinks and why the person thinks it, including a theory for each side. That is an A+ outline, which is due by the end of week 6. After you've done your outline, you are going to do a first draft. Your first draft is going to take your outline and turning it into paragraph form. Before, you could have just had bullet points. Your topic could be one sentence. It's approved. Your outline could be bullet points. But for your first draft, you need actual paragraphs. You need a title that tells us what we're talking about. You need to explain anything that needs to be explained. So if you're talking about abortion, for example, what does abortion mean? What's the difference between a zygote, an embryo, a fetus, and a baby? Explain anything we need to know. And then your first draft is going to involve you explaining how reasonable position 1 is, and then explaining how reasonable Position 2 is. They better both be reasonable. So if you're going to write an essay that is going to compare two ethical positions using ethical theories, and then ultimately arguing that one is better than the other, well, what sense does it make if your whole point is position 1 doesn't make any sense? Position 1 is ridiculous. I don't know why anyone believes position 1. Then you criticizing position 1 is pointless. So we want to make sure that you have two reasonable positions so that when you're having a debate between the two positions, it's an interesting conversation. This is a perfect first draft. You just take your outline and you put it in paragraph form. You're going to next send your first draft to me, and it will be peer reviewed. There will be someone assigned to making your first draft better while you're making their first draft better. But notice, your peer reviewer will have no idea what you think because your peer reviewer is going to peer review your first draft. Your first draft does not say what you think. So you're at week 16 and you still have not written down what you think and why you think it. By week 16, you'll be doing the peer review process on the first draft. The first draft is cool topic, explain the jargon, what's position 1, what's position 2, and that's it. When you get comments back on your paper, you will be ready to add where you stand. When you add where you stand, during finals week, you are adding the final component to your essay. It's during finals week that you add your voice for the first time. So you don't even have to know exactly what you believe until finals week. That's when you make the final decision. After learning everything there is to know about one position and after learning everything there is to know about the opposite position. During finals week, you pick exactly where you stand. You pick your position. Now, by adding your voice, you're going to do two things. You are going to defend the position that you agree with, and you are going to criticize the position you disagree with. That'll be adding your voice. That'll be telling me what you think and why you think it. Wait a minute. If your first draft is all of that, then doesn't that mean that like 70% of your final is done before finals week? Yes, that's correct. So during finals week, all you're going to do is make the final decision and add your voice to this long debate that you've been building upon since you picked your topic in week 4.